Tesla is the car company of the moment, making global news headlines, boasting an all-electric folio and being run by a real-life Tony Stark. The Model X is aimed at big, tech-savvy families. It has seating for up to 7 people, offers four-wheel drive, doesn't use a drop of fuel, and has ridiculous acceleration. Here's what we like, what we don't like, and what the best specification would be when making your choice.
You can spec your Model X with 5, 6 or 7 seats, all of which feature rear Falcon doors that are covered in sensors to adjust the angle at which they open to avoid other cars. The rearmost chairs may only be acceptable for small children, but because this is an electric car with all the batteries stored beneath the floor, you have the advantage of a boot in the front as well as the back.
Let's do the numbers bit first, because the way this thing accelerates is outrageous. We're in the mid-level 100D, which can go from 0 to 62 miles an hour in 4.9 seconds. If you were to spec the P100D with ludicrous mode, that sprint time reduces to 3.1 seconds. This is a 7-seat family car that can out-drag a McLaren 570S from the lights. And yet, it's still so easy to drive and so quiet in here. The steering's direct, but a little bit artificially weighted. Your visibility is excellent. The acceleration is instant. And it's comfy. The setup is firm, but that's a way of keeping all the weight from those batteries in check. And you wouldn't want to have it all wallowy and soft when you've got kids travelling in the back. And because you're on air suspension, you can adjust the ride height to accommodate bigger speed humps or negotiate steeper drives. And while other electric cars induce what's known as range anxiety after about 100 miles, Tesla reckons you'll get 351 miles from this car. That's obviously dependent on what the weather's doing and how aggressive your right foot is, mind.
Tesla considers itself to be more of a tech company than a car maker, and that makes a difference when it comes to gadgets. For starters, this cabin is dominated by the huge 17-inch touchscreen infotainment system that controls everything, from maps to your music to the medical grade air filter, even surfing the internet on the car's 4G connection. There are some physical buttons for the driving column, the windows, the glove box, but pretty much everything else. If you want to shut the doors or adjust how long the lights stay on when you're locking the car, it's all done via here. There's also Tesla's enhanced autopilot system, which is functionality to encourage self-driving technology. The technology's here, but we're kind of waiting for the law to keep up with that technology to determine whether you can still use it in a safe and legal way.
Now this is the bit where we'd normally talk about fuel economy, which is tricky for the Tesla because it doesn't really burn any fuel. And as for CO2 tailpipe emissions, well, it doesn't make any of those either. But we do need to talk about charging, because if you don't have access to a driveway or a wall box, this car just simply isn't going to work for you. If you were to charge a Model X on a conventional plug, like you would a mobile phone, it would take a mammoth 27 hours. Once you have a wall box installed, that gives you anywhere between 7 and 22 kilowatt hours of performance, and you have much more flexibility. You can charge it overnight, utilise off-peak rates, and juice this thing up for as little as £6. But an even better solution is to use one of these. They're Tesla's supercharger units. They give you up to 230 kilowatt hours of performance and can charge from 0 to 80% in the same time it takes you and I to go and have a coffee, and all for the equivalent price of £20, which is still less than half the price of a traditional combustion engine. If you're a stylish and environmentally conscious car buyer and you want the world to know, Tesla is the way to go. The firm has a very distinct design language with these grille-less front ends, but the Model X goes further with a huge DLO or daylight opening. That's designer speak for windows basically. The Model S that Tesla also makes is a really handsome saloon car, but the Model X, less so. In fact, we'd go as far as saying that this is one of the most confidently ugly cars on sale today. It's also worth noting that the fit and finish is pretty patchy in places, which for a car at this level isn't great.
The Model X is a genuinely intriguing family car with amazing performance and an infotainment system that makes every other car makers look old-fashioned. That said, there are more traditional family cars out there that handle better, are finished better and cost far less.
If you're determined to go down the Model X route, stick with the 100D, which offers the best balance of price, performance and range. It also features the heated front seats, massive infotainment screen and crowd-pleasing Falcon rear doors as standard. Don't bother with the special multicoloured paint, just stick with the standard issue black, which looks great, and spend the money that you've saved on the carbon fibre inlays and the Sonic Chrome 20-inch alloy wheels, which have a lovely gunmetal finish to them. It's a big investment, but we'd also suggest going for the enhanced autopilot system. That's the self-driving technology that's ready in this Tesla now, but it's going to help future-proof your model when the world is finally ready to embrace autonomous vehicles. So there you have it. The Tesla Model X. Do you like it? Do you love it? Please let us know in the comments box below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this every week.